Good morning, cryptocurrency investors, and welcome to A Newer World. I am your host, Mr. Julian, and let's jump right into the daily update for January 17th, 2018. And this has been one for the books, folks. I have good news and bad news for you if you're actually just checking in with the markets. The bad news is there was a major across the board price correction in the cryptocurrency markets last night. Bitcoin and altcoins took a huge dive, basically fell 40%. I'm sort of glad this happened because I welcome the chance to point out that my predictions about what the market's going to do can be wrong. I didn't expect this. I gotten used to a certain level of fluctuation, ups and downs. This one took me a bit by surprise. However, having been a stock investor for 22 years, actually, I got my Series 7 22 years ago and have been doing something with the market ever since. I'm so used to being surprised that being surprised is hardly surprising anymore. In this case, there's actually a market term for this exact event because it happens so frequently. It's when the usual downturn gets exceeded. Once it starts getting exceeded by just a little bit, everyone collectively looks around and says, wait a minute, this isn't the usual downturn that we're used to just ignoring. Something else is going on here. Oh shit. I better make sure I'm not too overly exposed. Just take the necessary precautions, maybe pull some of my money out of some of the more wild things I'm doing. But basically, I'm not going to panic, but I got to rein in the certain things. And that reining in certain things, of course, adds impetus to the downward pressure in the market. And so what you get is instead of a one step that it turns into like a 1.1 downward step, once you get to 1.1, you get the oh shit wave and you fall down to about -2 or 3. Okay. That's the oh shit wave, and that's what we're in this morning. Now, let's take a look at some of our coins and see where we stand at the moment. Bitcoin is trading at 10,207. It appears to have hit its bottom around an hour and a half ago. That's when Bitcoin hit its nadir at 9,400. So as you can see, back up to 10,200 is quite a bounce. And I alluded earlier to the fact that there was good news, and that's the good news. The downturn has hit at least a local bounce, starting back at 1530, or as we call it here in the East Coast, 10:30 a.m. And here, what we saw is that Ethereum, right around 1030, hit a local low of 782, and is already back to 906. That's my Ethereum. Cardano appears to have hit its bottom at about 44 cents at about 1030. It's still moving up. If you have the brass to buy when every fiber of your being is screaming at you to sell, you will be among the market's big winners in the long run. If you give in to the impulse to sell when things are going down, you will end up as 70 to 90% of investors do, as losers. Kitty, kitty. Oh, listen! You hear that sound? Those are the workmen downstairs adding a whole new level to my house, basically. There was just a shithole basement hole in the ground there. Now it's being renovated out into a huge, it's like a whole new apartment, a whole new flat, a whole new living space. This is Moonshadow, by the way. He's a very good cat. He's been with me a while. No. Aw. I was going to tell you the difference between Ethereum and the functional coins and the value holding coins like Bitcoin. But I think we could do that tomorrow. I'm a little frazzled, obviously. So let's put that off until now. I say, as to what you should do in this particular situation, nothing, because I'm not a licensed anything. I don't know if you actually have to be licensed at anything to give advice on cryptocurrency. I could probably tell you anything I wanted to. Buy Dash and short Monero. Go deeply into debt to do both. Okay, that sentence is over now, so forget about it. That sentence was a lie. Here's what I'm actually telling you to do. Do this right now.